Good afternoon, this lovely, lovely Easter day. I hope you can hear me. I don't have the mic on. Yeah, I left that home. And yeah, those are my little feet. I'm wearing a dress today. Yeah. Yeah, these are my little pooches. That's Lily. Yeah, she hurt her leg. I put a little bandage around it to give it some support. It's Lilac. And there's this Labby boy. Say hello, Labby. Yes, today is Easter. Wow. I'm out and about. And yeah, I'm not gonna show myself most likely. But yeah, I just wanted to get some thoughts on this beautiful, beautiful Easter 2020. And I just got out here maybe 20 minutes ago. And just want to share some thoughts about what's on my mind this Easter. Well, oops, sorry about that. Well, my mind is on the word. Let's cut it out. Yeah, that's my little boy. That's the culprit. That's the culprit. That's quiet. That's quiet. Sorry. So, I think a theme what's happening with all this COVID-19 virus, it's about a change in system, as I mentioned before in past videos, deception and opportunity. I was watching a video, actually, I think it was 2 days ago or so. There's a YouTuber, she's a pastor, I forget her name, but she, I guess you would call it prophesying about this COVID virus. She said that she senses, this video was uploaded March of last year, 2019, okay? And it's a long video, I think it's maybe 40 minutes, but I think really like 2/3 in, did she really start to get more specific. Like the first part, it's just general talk that something's going to happen. And then when she said something like a virus, it's going to go viral, and it's going to be sickness, pestilence, blah, 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 people have to get right. And at that point, she got my attention, okay? So what does that have to do with now? Well, as you all know, for the past 4 weeks in the United States and New York, where I am right now, the epicenter, you have a lot of theories, what's going on, a lot of ideas, and I kind of believe in all of them. It's really what you want to make out of it. Are there people who are using this as an opportunity to get rich? Yes, I believe that. Are there people who are getting sick? Yes, I believe that. After a relative and now a family member had contacted the virus. They were sick for a while. About 12 days, 10, 12 days. And they finally got accepted to go to the hospital. I see that this condition, this COVID-19, it's really something how it influences people. If this COVID-19 didn't exist, I mean, if it wasn't about, and this family member who is sick, they have diarrhea, headache, fever, strange taste in the mouth, cold fingers and toes, well, how would he or she have been treated? What would have been the protocols? Now, they did call 911 last week. They came to the house, They took his vitals and they said, we can't do anything for you. Pre-COVID-19, they probably would have brought him to the hospital, make sure that maybe with the food, because food, bad food, could do that, right? But it seems like protocols are being changed just because of this virus, and common sense is being thrown out the window. And he had to go to he was driven to the hospital on another occasion, after that, after he dialed 911. They just said that they couldn't do anything for him and recuperate at home. But his fever and symptoms kept on, it didn't cease. He was brought to the hospital in Long Island, New York. And there I was told he was tested positive for COVID-19 and pneumonia. And they sent him home to recuperate. And then I think 2 days later, he was sent back again to the same hospital and they admitted him. So this is really prolonging the chance of you getting even more damage to your body. When something is just starting, you try to nip it in the bud, and the longer you wait, So now I was told that, so it turns out when he went to the hospital in Long Island, they said he had the COVID. But it turned out they did not test him. They said based on his symptoms, he probably has it. But when it was discussed to me that they said he was tested positive for COVID-19. So the final time, and where this person is right now, they said, we're going to test you for COVID, and it'll take 48 hours, and it didn't. They did it in one day, the day they took it. So why is all this stuff? Why do they say one thing and then something else? So all the time that was wasted of doing treatment, telling somebody they're positive for COVID, and then not actually doing a diagnostic for it. Just word of mouth of symptoms. That is not medicine, okay? The many things that could give people those symptoms, diarrhea, fever, cold extremities, etc. Okay? So I don't like how it's making the medical field careless. It's very upsetting. I know that they under a lot of deluge of sickness and everything. And as that pastor mentioned, that it's going to be sifting out the bad from the good, so to speak. And I thought that was interesting that she's saying that. The medical field in New York City is horrible. Whether you're a veteran, you go to the VA hospital, or you go to the private or state run, it's awful. The attitude and the morale of these health practitioners, it's spooky. And sometimes I avoid going as long as I can because of the practices, of sanitation practices that these healthcare providers offer. The maltreatment of veterans when they go to the VA hospital. And so when I see now that the healthcare workers are starting to get sick from the same virus, and it's like, wait a minute, so there's no distinction now. I never heard in the past healthcare workers dying from things that they're treating, In that aspect, it's very sad. But the pastor really hit on the head. It's about like an equalizer. It is like judging between peoples the chaff from the wheat. And it's horrible to think of it in terms like that, but in biblical language, that's basically what's happening. And unfortunately, it's hitting close to home. You know what else I was thinking about with this whole virus thing? So I'm just getting up. That I thought, I see how it's changing me. I feel like things are. I don't like how I feel about things. I've been very anxious lately. Anger, and I don't want to feel this way. I feel like I'm becoming a bad person because I don't feel happy about what's going on. It's like a turning the pyramid upside down. It's switching everything. And this is what I also mean by this, turning the pyramid being turned upside down. I know someone, and the person has a very challenging background. And I had seen some, messaging, of this person over social media. And this person has a very infamous past. And now they're coming across like they're spiritual, that they believe in God. But so many people have gotten harmed by this person. And I feel that this person is using this opportunity of this virus as a way to validate that he cares about people. But I know otherwise. And it's hard to swallow it. It's hard. The anger starts to really knead at me that they caused harm to a lot of people, physically and emotionally. And you're supposed to believe that this person, all of a sudden, believes in God. But yes, sometimes events like this can transform. But when the person shared over social media that this is the first time in 20 years that they haven't been to church, I said to myself, this is BS. There was nothing goodly or godly about this person during these 20 years. But see, they share that because now they want to make people think that in this new paradigm shifting of events of the COVID virus, that for 20 years this person's been spiritual and is preventing them to go to church now. I just want to vomit. I just want to vomit. Okay. And again, it's to cloak this whole thing. It's a changing of the gods. And in this shifting, some people want to look presentable in this new paradigm shift. They no longer want to look like the bad boogeyman, and they're using this opportunity to cloak themselves before they get found out again. So they're putting all this misinformation on social media that he and his loved ones are following a spiritual life path. But when I saw them not too long ago, how they mistreated me and the coldness. And so when I hear about how spiritual and the first time in 20 years not being in church, I just, it was hard for me the anger started again. And that's what I mean about that this thing is going to reveal different sides to us. Some of the sides is going to, it's like opposites. If you're a so-called good person, you're going to start feeling like a bad person. And if you're a bad person, you want to cloak yourself, or maybe really do get transformed into what you call a good person. So I'm dealing with this because, see, I want to be a good person with or without COVID-19 virus. I want to continue to care about people and animals, just life as a whole. But when I see people using this as an opportunity to make money or to repackage themselves, or because now they're making money, that they're good people, okay? And that's also what I sense. That all of a sudden now I have to accept this person being good because they married someone that has like a good job and money. Even though that person knew exactly what was going on. And they too are cloaking and hiding behind the medical field to look like a good human being. Isn't that a good cover? That you hide behind being a health practitioner / MD so that you can cloak your secret life of pornography, kiddie porn, and other debaucheries. I just say, when you go to church, because these people go to church now, they're saying, for the past 20 years, be careful and watch over your children, because you have people who want to pretend to be goodly people because they have a good job. They wear pretty clothes, but they are ravenous wolves looking for people who they can get into their homes and deceive them, and deceive your daughters, let's say. You better keep an eye on your daughters especially, because there are people who go visit churches and try to take advantage of your children, your daughters, your little ones. You have people who don't care who they hurt. So that's what I mean about how opposites are manifesting. What's good now is perceived to be bad. And I know that what I'm saying does not sound good, and I should talk positive and encouraging during these hard times. But see, I realize that there are people out there, because it's hard times, they want to cloak themselves and live in deception and hurt one another. So that's all that I really want to say. Don't believe everything you hear and hear and see. Listen to your heart. Listen to your instincts. What is really going on? Whatever is true may be manifested, and whatever is deception be revealed too, and may be exposed and may be destroyed completely. So I thank you guys for listening to this message, this beautiful, beautiful Easter afternoon, and may you all be well and sound. Okay? Bye-bye.